All right, good morning. Here we're out on a job site. This is a 40 or 50-year-old drilled well, and back then they would keep the well casing below the ground level so that the piping did not freeze. But in this case, ever since they had it installed, when they would get heavy rains, the water would flood this pit and run into the top of the well, and as you can see, there's a heavy iron buildup, would stir that iron up and discolor the water. So we're going to track this as John raises the wellhead to eliminate that condition. Here we have a well where you can, well, you could see earlier anyway, the annular opening between the casing and the virgin soil typically is about an inch, inch and a half. And that's supposed to be filled in after they drill the hole with poured cement. Now this one was not, so we've got water coming up around the casing, and we assume that that's running down and into the well where the casing terminates. Also, we've got a tree root right down here, and that's running down between the well casing and the virgin soil. So we're going to attempt to dig this out as best we can and put a little hydraulic cement in there to seal off that water so we don't have water from the surface running down into our aquifer. Here we can better see the tree root that we've got all loosened up. And now we're going to attempt to take the shop vac and clean this annular opening out as best we can. The fact that the water is staying there tells us the bottom of the casing is probably sealed against the granite bedrock, which is good. So now if we can get a seal here just to keep surface water contaminants from entering the aquifer through this loose granite drill cuttings from the original construction, we should have a good seal and a good well. Here's another view. Looks like the annular opening is actually ungrouted and don't even have any dirt in it there for at least a couple feet. So we're going to suck that out and then pour our sackcrete mixed with hydraulic cement in there, and hopefully we can get a good seal. Here it is. We ended up cleaning out the annular opening down nearly probably to about a 5-foot depth and put in about 3 feet of cement grout, and that all looks good. Step over here and you can see the tree roots that we ended up pulling out. So we were happy to get those out because if they die, then they provide a conduit to run contaminated water down into the annular opening. Here we see we've got the line hooked up to the pitless adapter, so everything is watertight underground. The wellhead is up above the surface, and we just have our pump hung up. We're getting ready to put that down. Got the poly pipe all coiled on the poly spool, and the electric wire is going to be coming off of a roll up at the front of the truck. Well, the other day we were over here at Miss Judy's home, and we did a bunch of work, and we'll have that posted hopefully. But we just wanted to ask Miss Judy how the job went, and now it's been a couple days since we finished up, and what are your results?
Everything is clear, and you can drink it right from the sink, from the faucet right now. It's the cleanest and most pure water I've had in a long time. But it came with a lot of blood, sweat, and tears. Both John and Todd worked every bit of one whole day, but got it finished by the time I got home from getting my hair cut. They did a marvelous job, and they covered everything. We had a lot of damage and a lot of erosion. Well, it had been there since when?
Since original construction.
Was 1973?
Yeah, we did. We actually pulled the pump was 1973, so a 40-year-old pump, which is very, very rare.
Yes, it is.
So you've been living right.
Right, there you go. And two, we knew who to call when we needed the amount of help that we needed. Had no idea that it was that much deterioration, but I understand that's a pretty long time for the duration of any well.
It is. From original construction on, it had surface water running in the top of the well. So by sealing it up this way and running the wellhead above the ground surface, which should have cured all that.
Well, now it looks like you have 2 wells.
We do.
Yep.
Go ahead. You can tell
This
them
is the
about this one.
original bored shallow well, that they had when they were first moved in 1965. They had that for a number of years, but during a drought period, it didn't produce enough water. So they drilled this well, but it too had a large concrete lid that I believe we showed earlier in the video, and some pictures there. So we just wanted to stop back and get a look at the finished job, and thank Miss Judy for having us over.
More than welcome.
And enjoy the nice warm weather today.
You'd never find any problem with the job that's done and with the results afterward, and to the kindness and the gentlemanly way that the whole day was spent. It was really a blessing to our home, and good business. Good business.
Excellent. We appreciate that.